crow, cold beer, cane toad, drag off a Marlboro line. We live for the weekend, pick a spot and back in, living on love all night. Shooting more holes in the city limit signs on the backside of the county lines. Good old boy.
Happy Wednesday. On our way to work again. Survived last night. Episode 4. I think we're going to try to cover quickly this morning. Ready for the title? You don't have to be the boss to be a leader. It's a quote from my line school teacher. It stuck with me. Got it written down in my notes. I've gone with it. So, I'm sure people wonder, like, what do you do in your life when you get home? So, really quick, before I get into you don't have to be a boss to be the leader. Got home, made some connections up on the boat trailer lights on my son's boat. He's 9. He bought his own boat. Pretty proud of him for that. Awesome little project. And then I picked up some scrap metal on the way home from a neighbor, visited with him, made sure he had got his water pump hooked up on his skidder. He's a logger, and I can't drive by scrap metal on the side of the road. It's like driving by money laying on the ground. You take that stuff to the scrapyard, they pay you for it, right? Why would you drive by it? Next time I go that way, I'll get paid. You only get so many hours in life to make money, you might as well take advantage. So, what else did I do? Oh, we got a rock in the trail of ours that we wanted to put down by our pond. So I got the backhoe. We had some equipment at the house, and we went to move the rock. I got the backhoe really stuck because it's super wet this year. So that was a fun show. Got the backhoe out. Just about got the rock loaded in the bucket where I wanted it to move it. Boom, blow hydraulic hose. So that's off. Gonna have to get a hydraulic hose for that today. That was my broadcast evening, and we rolled into dinner, some quesadillas. That's the afterwork life. So, you don't have to be the boss to be the leader. It's been on top of some of my experiences mediating and dealing with conflict resolution and whatnot. It's been a pretty important term because I've kind of by nature done that my entire life and career, but the quote really stuck with me, and I've used that quote quite a bit to describe certain situations. So what do I mean? A lot of times I hear people say, well, I work for so-and-so and I have to do what they want. Yes, to an extent. But I think most of us can probably think of a situation we were maybe involved in at work. Happens for me. You know, type A personality, leadership role, where you get asked to perform a task or do a job in a certain way, and you step back and you go, this just flat out isn't right. Not like it's not gonna work, right? It's okay to do a job and maybe know it's not gonna, if it's not safety sensitive, maybe let the wheels fall off the bus. Your management can see that your direct supervisor isn't making good decisions. Sometimes those things have to happen too, but what I'm getting at is, you know, a safety sensitive job or a safety sensitive situation. And you kind of get bucked, right? Sometimes doing things right is not easy. Sometimes the right way is not the easiest avenue. Doesn't matter. We're going to do it the right way. We're going to do it the safe way. So, here's an example, right? You drive by, for me, drive by and there's a tree contractor cutting a tree. Within 10 feet of an energized cut a tree that's within 4. How can they possibly cut that and stay 10 feet away? They can't. You call your supervisor, he comes up, and you say, I think somebody made a mistake here. I don't know how we can let that contractor cut that tree. They can't physically stay 10 feet from the line. It's a safety problem. And the guy kind of, I don't know, staff, and I'm not sure if we can get someone up here. And the whole situation is frustrating. You get a tree contractor that we're going to do half their work for them. Staffing's always a problem, I think most places today. Doesn't matter. Can you please explain to me how they're going to stay 10 feet away? Well, if they stay on this side of the tree, they can't possibly fall into the wires. That's not what the rule says. The rule says minimum approach distance 10 feet. Doesn't matter which side of the tree they're on. The tree doesn't count as protection. Can you show me how they can cut that tree and maintain 10 feet? No, I can't. Okay. So then they can't continue to cut that tree. It's a safety problem. Right? We take part of the tree down as a company. Work. We make it safe for the contractor. Everybody goes home to their wife and kids, their dog, their cat, their pet parakeet, whatever. That is, you don't have to be a boss to be the leader. I'm not in charge, but I took charge through the process of the situation. Now, I'm not saying to take the rule book, walk into work, and chuck it at your boss. Never goes well. You can't do that. There's a nuance to this, but there's situations where you get on a job site or you get to a task and you have to be able to sometimes say, I'm not going to do it that way. And when you say I'm not going to do it that way to your supervisor, you better have a good reason why you're not going to do it that way and be able to prove to them that your way is the sensible way. And that can happen. You can set the tone of a job or a task by stepping in as the leader and offering a valuable solution, showing your solution can be a sound answer, way to solve the problem. And I've found at the end of that, you're really working towards making supervisor manager's life easier. It proves to them you're a thinker, and it's been rewarding to me in life and career, you doing things like that, because at the end of the day, everybody involved usually has more respect for me because I think about the job, I'm thinking about what I'm doing, I'm coming up with valuable solutions. I can step in and take a leadership role and stand up to a bad decision, or maybe a decision where somebody was just trying to, everybody cuts corners, right? It happens. Cut a corner and you step back and say, no, we're not going to cut that corner. And some bosses are going to give you extreme pushback about that. Like I said there, you really have to think about it for a minute and do that the right way. You don't want to tip your supervisor or boss over. You want them on your side. And if you do that right, you're not the boss, but you decide to be a leader, and you do it right, your boss will like you more for it. For the most part. I think that fully covers that, outside of setting up a simulation or doing a video of actually the give and take and acting that out. But I think everybody gets what I'm saying. When you're at work, be a leader. And I really can't stand hearing, we can't do this because so-and-so said so. If you know you should be doing the job right, and to do the job right, you have to push back a little bit. Maybe bring safety into it. You need to do that. What's another example? based on experience, but a friend or somebody wants you to do it this way. And you just, no, you take a leadership role in that position. I'm not saying it always has to be your way or you always have to be right. There's a ton of situations that I'm involved in, and you'd go, hey, your idea is a great idea. We're going to go with your idea. An apprentice, a lower level employee, a foreman, somebody above you even. Yeah, I like your idea better. Be willing to be flexible. Be willing to do that. And that is part of that balance, right? But when you see a corner being cut and you really know things are going to potentially go askew, or somebody could be in danger, or whatnot, you're not the boss, but you can be the leader. And it will help you through some of those more frustrating situations, I found, anyways. And there's a sense of pride when you, for me at least anyways, when you step back and you say, well, I did the right thing, and made sure somebody was safe, or made sure we followed industry best practice. Because all those rules, for what I do for a living anyways, and in most situations, everybody says, oh, the rules are so hard to follow. Listen, the rules are usually there because somebody got hurt or killed. Flat out. They're there to make things safer and better for a reason. Unfortunately, somebody had to pay the price for that rule to be written. So respect it and work within them and apply them and try not to cut corners. Have a super fun Wednesday. It's raining here a little bit. I'm going to try to get a bunch of inside work done today. I might be installing a hydraulic hose on a piece of farm equipment in the rain when I get home. We'll see. And we'll see you in episode 5.